Welcome once again to the Jason Reuter Coaching Show. Actually, our first of the year as we look at preseason schedule for the Bearettes and everything. And we'll have these every week on the BCHS Bear Network. It's available on YouTube as well as Facebook. Just simply search for BCHS Bear Network. They're free for the viewing. And you can also find a link to all of our shows on Twitter. So we appreciate the comments and feedback on all of those. Coach, got a lot to discuss here. Preseason, you hadn't played a game yet. You just got into practice a week or so ago. You've been to the pinnacle of success here. State title in 2019. What are your expectations for this year? And I know what your goals are, but you know.
Well, our expectations are we try to be realistic, and you got to be careful. I learned a long time ago. I was coaching a bunch of kids that my goals and their goals were not the same. But I sit down with my team each year, and we talk about our goals. Our goals are to win. It used to be 6 championships, but we're having a Thanksgiving Classic rather than a tournament. But nevertheless, let's just call that winning that, and then winning a Christmas tournament in Greenville, and then winning a regular season district title, that's 3, a district tournament, that's 4, a region tournament, that's 5, and then a state championship, that's 6.
There you go.
That is very lofty expectations, but you know, you aim high. What's those saying? You shoot for the stars, you land on the moon. You've done okay. That is our goal, and there's a lot of other teams in the state that will be trying to reach the same goal, but our goal is to compete for gold ball.
Well, I know every year I can answer that question for you, but something that's really impressive to me, let's look at the players you've had recently. Ashlyn Crittenden, she's at Bryan. She's on the varsity. Hallie Hughes is a senior. She's a captain at Lee. Was league scorer in their win last week. Anna Mahonen's at Lee. She's a freshman there on that team.
Playing a lot.
Yes, she is. Camry Mayo, leading scorer for Tennessee Western this past week in their win, 16 points in that game. Anna Walker, Tennessee Tech sophomore, 22 points in their win, leading scorer there. Kelsey Carmen could have played basketball, chose to play volleyball, and she's a leading player at Covenant. They had a really good year at Covenant in volleyball there. Julia Gaither, probably one of the most proudest things you've got. She got magna cum laude at Lee University. And,
yes. And nursing school.
Nursing school, yeah. And Sydney Morgan, who's a nurse already, working on a doctorate out here.
But she's working on her doctorate degree, and she's also getting married here this winter.
Oh, so get the education.
So,
but you got to be proud of those girls, though.
And you left out the average player, Ryan Howard.
Oh, well, I got her on here, but I was going to mention her last. But, you know, we've heard of her, I think, you know, a 3-time SEC Player of the Year, projected to be the SEC Player of the Year, All-American, won the Miss Basketball here at Bradley. She's probably be the #1 draft choice in WNBA. I mean, she's pretty good.
Yeah, you know, somebody was trying to give me credit a few years ago and asked me, you know, we know you're a really good coach and all that. And I said, I don't know that I'm a really good coach. I know that I think I work hard. Our kids work hard. I said, you want to see what kind of coach I am? Check back in 20 years.
Yeah.
You've heard me say that.
Yeah, I have.
See what these girls are doing. See, and I'm just one part of it. Their mom and dads play a bigger role than I do. But besides their parents, I probably spend more time with these girls than anybody else on the planet. I was talking to my girls yesterday. I said, look, you're not my daughters, but you're the next closest thing to my daughters. I spend more time with you than any other person other than my wife, even my own 2 children now. I got Amelia's at UTK going to school, majoring in nutrition, and Rebecca's married and living down in Lookout Valley. I spend more time with these girls than I do my own kids, and I don't take that lightly. And that class of 16 with Hallie Hughes, Kaylee McCree, Savannah Davis, Sydney Morgan, Emma Kate Brown, there's 5 of them. All of 5 of those girls went off and got their bachelor's degree in 4 years after graduating.
Wow, that's impressive.
And that is a testament to the education here at Bradley Central and the teachers at Bradley Central, and that's a testament to their parents. And maybe the Bearettes had a little bit to do with it, the standards we have. And yeah, we're talking about a game here, but this game can take you a long ways in life if you'll ride that train as far as it'll take you.
Well, that type of student, those girls you're talking about that had all those accolades there, that's part of the Bearette way. You know, you expect that out of the Bearettes. You know, you're not going to just eke by here at Bradley. GPA for the last several years has just been phenomenal as a team. I mean, everybody's as part, and they know that's expectation there. Who's going to be assisting you again this year? Same
Amy Tinsley and Keith Freeman and Adam Belford.
Yeah.
Most coaches don't have the luxury to have 3 assistants. Now, Adam started out as a stat man, but he's been promoted last year to a non-faculty assistant. And, of course, Keith and Amy have been with me. You know, Keith was a stat man for years. Then when Katie Frazier stepped down, so this is Keith's third, 19, 20, 21, fourth year as assistant coach full-time. So I got great people around me. I got great kids to work with. And, you know, I'm blessed. I'm a blessed man.
Well, you really, really are. And in the media, you know, you don't talk about this with your kids, I know, but we look back, and as we prepare for the season, I'm thinking we got a 97-game district winning streak, which is incredible. Yeah, knock on wood. It's going to end someday, just like Maryville's big football streak will end someday. I know you don't mention that to kids. The girls ever bring something like that up? I know they're proud of it, and they want to keep. They don't be the team that says, "Okay, we lost a game here," but
you know,
that even.
I've had my assistant coach, a couple of them, said, "Coach, you've talked about the streak." I have mentioned that streak, but it's not something I mention right before we go out to play the game.
Right.
Maybe in the contents of a practice during the week.
Yeah.
You know, people are trying to knock you off. They're trying to end your streak.
Mm-hmm.
I don't put that kind of pressure right before we go out to tip it up.
Yeah.
But today, for example, today at practice, I mean, it might be something I bring up 5 or 6 times a year. It's not a. They know that we are the hunted in this district and this region. I know the region's changed, but we are the measuring stick. And long before I took over, Bradley Central was a measuring stick. I know you look in the record books, there's been some ups and downs, but I think we still lead the state in all-time wins. Am I correct?
Absolutely.
All-time wins.
Nobody really close to us. I mean, you got set the legacy with Jim Smitty in almost 40 years here, and then Paul Crittenden, he came in, he was extremely successful, and we had some.
When built Walker Valley, the landscape changed a little bit.
Yeah, the landscape changed big time, and then this is what, your 10th year, 11th year?
12th.
12th.
Yeah.
See, I'm year off already. They set that time ahead, and that's got me really messed up, you know, how to do that. But
12th year, and so we have 11 previous seasons. We've won the district 11 years in a row. We've won the region 10 out of 11 and been to 7 state tournaments.
How many in a row, state?
4 in a row.
4 in a row,
yeah. So people, don't take that for granted.
No.
We got a different team. I know you're getting ready to get into that. Mm-hmm. People talk about graduating. We lost maybe as much in 1 year this year as we have in any of my years coaching Bearettes. When you count an injury to Siler Falcon.
Right. This may be your youngest team overall if you look at the makeup of the team, because I look you.
No. I've had 2 seasons, Gary, with no seniors.
You got 3 this year, 5 juniors, 3 sophomores, and 4 freshmen on the roster as you have it right now. And
I've had younger teams. I've had 2 out of these 12 years with no seniors on the team, and that's hard to believe. But what it was a case where the kids behind them. Mm-hmm. I hate to say it like this, the kids behind just were better, and the seniors, either they went somewhere else or they didn't play. And we still had 2 very good years, but I remember Ryan Howard was a freshman. We had no seniors, and that team battled, went 23-6, I believe, but the next year we were ready to compete for a state championship.
Well. And hopefully that's what we're looking at now. You're talking about their team now. You don't have a big size, the big girls. With Siler going down, she's what, 6'2", 6'3", something like that.
Siler is 6'2.5" in her socks, not her shoes, her socks.
But she's done. She's had a knee injury again, so she's done. So.
We're debating. There's a couple schools that are still recruiting her. She doesn't know for sure. When you have that's a 10-month rehab. She tore her knee in July. Mid-July, had surgery July the 26th, 7th. That's a 10-month rehab. She tore her ACL and her MCL playing in Louisville, Kentucky in a travel ball type situation. And so she's wrestling around in her mind, do I want to try to come back and play in collegiate basketball or not? And I'm not going to rush her nobody should rush her. She can make that decision. She just, she had some other complications after surgery with the knee, and she just got a late start on. But if anybody's holding out hope, she will never play here at Bradley Central again. But she could play collegiately if she wants to.
Speaking of collegiate, you've got a girl right now, a senior, who is committed to Carson Newman. AC, we call her, Ashlyn Crittenden. I'm sure you look for big things out of her. She obviously has been caught the eye of the coaches, and she's got the commitment, and I think she's going to sign maybe next week.
Yes, Ashlyn Crittenden is a very athletic senior who committed to Carson Newman several weeks ago, and we didn't really have a signing party for her yesterday. We're going to have it next week, where she can have some family members there that couldn't be there. And
yeah, got to have that.
So she's going to Carson Newman. First girl I've sent to Carson Newman. So Mike Mincy up there, I know him. I coached his brother when I was at Meigs County. He does a good job. They've got a really good program. She's not too far from home, so I'm expecting big things out of Ashlyn Crittenden. And you're right. If she doesn't have a good year, we're not going to have a good year.
Well, I was here for the exhibition or practice game, scrimmage, I guess we call it, with Meigs County the other night, and there was a college coach here that night from a local school and said, man, I've come to this is where I need to be to recruit some girls. So the word's always out there that, hey, if you got good girls, they're going to find them there. Who's going to be your team leaders this year? Do you name captains? Have you named those yet?
Yeah, I do name the captains. I found this. I can name the captains, but the team, they'll pick the leader. And the girl controls the locker room, usually controls the tempo of the mindset and the team. But I haven't named that yet. TSSAA has, in the past, we'd send 2 captains out there. Last year, they put in only 1 could come to the jump circle because of COVID. Well, they're extending that again.
Only 1?
Only 1 can come to the jump circle. That doesn't mean I can't name 2.
Well, maybe you can just rotate them.
Rotate them every game, but I don't know that that's going to help with the spread of COVID. We're getting ready. We're going to send 1, but then we're going to play basketball
with a full packed house. That's unbelievable.
But we could talk. Carsey Weber is possibly could be a captain. You look at your seniors first, Caitlin Lefford, but I've sent many underclassmen to be my captain, so I'm going to make that decision this week. I got today and tomorrow. We're going to Lebanon Saturday to scrimmage.
Okay.
Not necessarily Lebanon. It's just a big gathering at Lebanon High School.
Okay.
We're going against Page High School. They're contenders for AAA champions. It's hard to say District 5 4A. Have you found that hard?
Yes, it is. Very.
It's hard to come off your tongue.
Yeah.
So Page, we're playing Page first at 1 o'clock our time, and then we play Clarksville Northwest at 3. I saw film on Clarksville last year. They lost in a sub-state to Lebanon. They give Lebanon all they wanted. They supposedly have a girl, I can't tell you her name. She's projected as the best player in Tennessee.
Wow.
Now forgive me, I don't know where she's committed. That really has no bearings on me. I'll find out exactly. I don't have any film on her. We're going up at a scrimmage. A scrimmage is kind of just.
But that's what you want. Scrimmage teams like that. That's good. Win or lose, it doesn't matter because going to point out your weaknesses. Where we need to work at. We got 2
JV games, so we're going up there to play 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock.
Against good competition.
And I may stop in Cookeville on the way home and watch Tennessee Tech play. Anna Walker's playing at home. I forget who they're playing. Maybe Chattanooga. So we may stop in.
Wow.
And the girls that don't want to ride with the parents want to ride the bus, we may do that.
Yeah. That'd be a lot of fun there. How different has it been this off season compared to last year? Last year it was just chaotic. COVID this, COVID that. We didn't have people in the stands. We didn't have cheerleaders. That's when the season started. It was just insane to me. But now everybody's back for football and wrestling and everything. So it
seems pretty normal, back to business as usual, other than there's a few little quirks, like, you can't only send 1, like I just talked about sending 1 captain. I'm sure we'll go somewhere that they'll maybe try to mitigate. TSSAA sent an email out mitigating your benches is optional. I don't think we're going to mitigate here. As far as, how we staggered our benches, I think we're back to normal.
Yep.
I'm not making light of COVID.
Oh, no.
Listen, I've had people I consider friends die from this, but I think we're at a point now you've either been vaccinated or you've chosen not to.
You're immune to it.
And the kids, they're coming to school every day. I don't see any reason for us to mitigate on the sideline, but I'm sure that somewhere we'll be somewhere this year that will probably, a lot of this is optional, so somebody will take the option.
And speaking of that, today marks 1 year since Don Burke, I think was I saw something in the
paper. I did. He'd been 70 to.
been 70. That's why
Saw
he
it
died
yes-
in July,
yeah.
I think. But
Yeah, he'd have been 70. Yeah.
and we miss old Don. He was a golf coach here and a
Yeah.
good friend of the program in a lot of ways there. Your schedule, you mentioned a little bit there. We're going to play our normal district foes. We got McMinn Central back in the home and home series.
Well, you say normal. It has changed a little bit.
Well, yeah,
We lost East Hamilton, and we gained
and Saudi.
Soddy, and we gained Howard and Ray County. So, of course, I've coached many years with Ray County in this district. So, I think the top three, it's going to be us, Cleveland, and McMinn and Walker. And then after that, I just don't know a whole lot about. I know that Ray had a really tough year last year, but that's a one-county high school. They're going to bounce back.
They've had some really good teams.
They have.
Really good teams.
So.
And you're going to Andrew Johnson Bank up in Greenville during between Christmas and New Year's, and that we've talked about this. To me, that's as tough as any state tournament you could ever crawl into, because there's a mighty good out-of-state team, a lot of local teams there too from that whole general area. Invitation only from the teams outside of that area, and we've been asked to come. Times we've turned them down because we're going to Phoenix or going to Orlando someplace, but this year we're back in the fold, and look forward to that.
We went back-to-back years back when Ryan was a junior and senior, and we were fortunate to win it. Mm-hmm. That's the only 2 times I've been. I know that the Bearettes had went in the past. Mm-hmm. I think it's a tournament that some years it's been up and down, but you could make an argument it's the #1 girls' Christmas tournament in the state of Tennessee.
Oh, I think that.
I mean, you got us coming. You got teams from Kentucky that are ranked in top 5. You got teams from Virginia that in top 5. You got North Carolina ranked teams. It's girls only, and the people up there embrace that tournament. That's why we're going back. I guess we have good memories. We were 8-0 up there when we won it twice. I'm staying at the same hotel. I'll tell you that. We're going to eat at the same restaurant.
Not a superstition. It's a routine. No, it's a routine.
I'm not superstitious. I'm just a little stitious. Okay.
It's a little stitch.
But anyhow, that's a great tournament. I know it doesn't have the bling, the flash. You're going to Phoenix, you're going to Naples. But it's a basketball tournament. And that's what we're there for and to play. And we're going to have a good time. We play 4 games.
And that gym's packed out.
Well, yeah. No, we played Oak Ridge in the finals.
Yes.
And on New Year's Eve, and there's over 1,000 people in there.
Yeah.
And out of that 1,000, they might have been 100 from Bradley and Oak Ridge combined, because at New Year's Eve at 7:30 in Greenville, Tennessee.
But that whole area supports that.
Yeah,
that's
come
a good
out.
thing.
The community comes out. They pay us money to go.
Yeah.
Not many in girls basketball. Very rarely do you get paid money to come. Now we'll spend more than they give us, but that is a rarity in this day and age. Okay, because girls basketball in Tennessee has the potential at the right place to draw enough tickets to make money, and that's how they're able to offer the money. They get local businesses involved. You notice there's advertisements everywhere. And,
yeah.
But we're jumping around here. McMinn Central called us. We've played them on and off my whole time. Back when I was a board's assistant, seemed like we'd play them a couple of years, and the games would cease, and then 4 years later we'd pick them up again, and then it would cease. But Johnny Morgan, who's a good friend of mine, at least I consider him a friend. He's been coaching longer than I have, but I've got to know him a little bit here on the girls' side. He's a legend up there at McMinn Central.
Yes,
he called me, and when he called me this summer, I thought, well, he's got a pretty good team. He's got every player back, every starter, I should say.
Yeah.
And he lost in the region finals to Meggs by just a handful of points. And you saw Meggs last year. They were a state tournament team. Mm-hmm. So he's got every starter back, and he's looking just like we are. He's looking for a match. Win or lose, he knows that game should make him better. Mm-hmm. So it'll be no shame whoever loses that game. I know we're a bigger school, but they're coming around. I've had a good friend tell me that if they don't win at least one state tournament in the next 3 years at their level, then they're going to be disappointed. So that's what they think about their.
Well, that's what you want to expect,
Yeah.
That's what Bearette fans want, Hey, we're the Bearettes,
Let's play.
It's our birthright to go to the state every year. That's the way we want to look at it, And Lord knows us in the media love it because it gives us so much more things to talk about and write about, But,
Knox Catholic, I know that
another powerhouse.
You saw us beat them by 30 both times last year, but we were pretty good last year, and they went on and lost in the state finals, large private, And I felt like we were playing a team that was better than the score showed both times because they fought hard. And Coach Maines is a good friend of mine up there. His daughter's the best player on their team.
And she's just a sophomore, I think, this year.
Yeah, she is a sophomore this year, and you know, I thought we had an advantage. They didn't have, we were going to have a little bit of a size advantage over them, but then we have the injury, so now we're not quite as big. So that game could go either way. So we have Stewart's Creek. We're going on the road up there. They came here last year. We had to beat them. Do you remember Kelsey Carmen hitting the 25-footer at the buzzer?
Right in front of me.
Right in front of you. She'll never forget that shot. Stewart's Creek is athletic as you'll get in the state of Tennessee. I just hope we can out-execute them. So we've not tried to. We're going to Brainerd home and away. That was more of a boys. Coach Carpenter talked to me. The boys coach contacted them, and he needed, like, at that time, Coach Carpenter needed like 6 games. And this was after school started this year. And I still needed 2, and so I said, you know what, Brainerd has not had a very good girls basketball team in the last few years, but
Since Carolyn Jackson left.
Yeah, and so that may be a game that will be heavily favored, but Coach Carpenter needed some games, and they were willing, and quite frankly, I'm not saying that people were running from us. I'm just saying this was getting in late August, and I could not find anyone to play us. So I said, you know what, let's do it. So.
Full schedule this year, 27 games on your schedule now.
Well, you're allowed 24. Hall of Fame does not count.
And you play. And
I play.
Two in one day counts as only one, doesn't it? When you play.
You can play all you want in one day at Hall of Fame, but you can only play on 2 dates.
Oh, okay.
So I'm playing Baylor next Tuesday down there, girls only.
Girls only, and the JV girls.
JV at 4:30, varsity at 6. Then we play Farragut at home, varsity girls and varsity boys only, 6 and 7:30.
Okay.
That's Thursday. Mark your calendar.
1 week from today.
1 week from today, yeah. And Farragut's loaded. They got 2 Division I guards. So it's going to be. We played them this summer. Lost 1, won 1. So we'll see. That game could go either way. So it's a great schedule. I'm looking forward to it. You know, it seems like it takes forever to get here, and then you get right up towards the end of October, and it's just like boom, you don't. You know, we all of us coaches complain we don't get enough practice days. You can't start official practice till November 1. But if you're any good at all, or you have any expectations, you're working from August. You're staying after, lifting weights, getting up shots, scrimmaging, without running practice. So our girls have been working since August.
Well, and I know we hadn't started season yet, but right now the district tournament is scheduled to be held in McMinn County, which is a great place to have it. You know, that's my favorite place outside of Brandon to hold that thing, because it's easy to get to and it's big. We've got a lot of room and stuff there. And then, of course, the other district now, which has changed considerably, our region is really different. District 6 now is just the 4 teams over there: Franklin County, Coffee County, Shelbyville, and Warren County.
Yeah.
So they will be the host of the region after the first round of satellite, which was decided just yesterday at TWSAA meeting. They'll satellite the first round out, and then they'll meet at Common Place for the semifinals and finals in region. I guess that's statewide.
It was on the table to let the higher seed play at home, just like last year, all the way through.
I like that.
You know, the better teams like it. I think there's some teams that don't care. Financially, I can tell you, I can promise you, I've looked at the books. Financially, you make more money.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care if you're traveling, because we have to split that gate with you. Mm-hmm. It's better financially, but I think there was a lot of. I think Coach Jackson he was at the meeting, and he told me the contingency there was kind of split, and they voted, and you know how much like legislation, if it's kind of 50-50, sometimes you tend to not change the bylaws.
Right.
If it's 80-20, then yes. So I think somebody from West Tennessee made a hard case not to change it, and they did not change it. So anyhow, it's okay. We'll play.
Yeah, we'll play them wherever.
Yeah.
Let's look forward to that. But we got a long season ahead of us now, and we'll start it next Tuesday at Baylor. The girls JV at 4:30, varsity at 6 o'clock. Then back here next Thursday for a varsity only doubleheader with the girls 6, boys 7:30 there. So it's going to kick off the season. So And then coming around the corner, December 3rd, Cleveland High right here in our first district game of the year, as we'll host that'll be a 4-game set, I guess, our girls JV and so forth, starting at 3 or 3:30.
Seems very early, doesn't it?
It does, but that's the way the schedule's drawn up, so that's going to be a great night, and I think we're going to have some special events going on that night that get word out there here pretty soon about what can happen or will happen that night. But Coach, we're going to do this every week. It'll be a weekly show we'll go through. We might skip the week that we're off for Thanksgiving, depending on what's going on there, but we do that classic coming up here that Thanksgiving weekend, Friday and Saturday at Bradley, and Cleveland will be here for that. Bradley will be here along with Tennessee High, Bristol area, and
no, it's University.
University High.
University High.
Who's the fourth team?
East Hamilton.
East Ham, yeah.
So we play at 2 both days. We play East Ham on Friday, and we play University on Saturday.
Okay.
And Cleveland will play on Friday. They'll play at 3:30 against University School, and then they'll play East Hamilton on Saturday at 3:30.
And that's always fun. So you need to come out and watch that.
Well, it's I mean, it's back-to-back games. You get 2 games for the price of 1, and you don't have to drive very far, and it's right here, and you get to see some good girls basketball. And I'm disappointed that we couldn't make it a tournament, but I just could not get the teams. I think you still have a little bit of a COVID hangover and traveling.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people, I thought I had a guy out of Huntsville, and he said, he just looked at his calendar. He said, it's the Alabama-Auburn game that week. He said, I can't come. So it's a Friday, Saturday, and a lot of coaches, I'm seeing a trend. People don't want to give up. It's always been difficult because Thanksgiving is Thursday.
Right.
But I'm seeing
Black
more.
Friday shopping on
It's
Friday.
Just,
that
I
has
don't know.
effect, yeah.
It's a reason for me to not go shopping. I would play in a tournament just to get out of it.
And Bama and Auburn usually play that.
Yeah, and
weekend.
Iron Bowl they call it. So that's not a big deal necessarily here in Tennessee, but maybe we can get this thing going. We tried really hard. It wasn't for a lack of effort. We had it on the websites and we put it on Alabama, Georgia's, but I want to get it back to a full 8-team tournament. Now, if it doesn't, we'll keep trying to make it a classic.
Right. Well, there you go. Well, like I said, we'll do this each week. We'll talk about the games we might have played before and the games coming up here in the near future for the Bears and Bearettes. And we'll wrap it up. Coach, thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know it's a crazy time of year for you right now, but we appreciate you doing that here.
Yes.
Thanks to students here in the broadcast class, Mr. Froy and Studio H12 here on the campus of Bradley Central. And these are available on the BCHS Bear Network, so keep that in mind. All season long, check them out and pass the comments back to us if you would like to, complaints or whatever. Anyway, until next time, this is Gary Ownbey saying so long for now. God bless and go Bearettes.